Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Student of the Month celebration event. We're always pleased and honored to have our students here and to recognize all the work they've done. We're going to announce each student's name individually. They will have a certificate. Commissioner Campbell will give them a certificate. I'll shake their hand. They'll each come up, and then once his name has been called, they will continue to stand up there, and then we will take photos, first with the educators, then with the family. So we will begin. Michael Bautista, Browning Pierce Elementary. Go, Michael. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, buddy.
Trenton Reed, Children's Reading Center Charter School. Congratulations. Dallas Voss, James A. Long Elementary. Dallas, congratulations. Noah Price, Kelly Smith Elementary. Congratulations, Noah. Adelaide Figueroa Chrysostomaro. I could mispronounce your name, but I got Adelaide correct. Hi, Adelaide. Liam Pitts, Melling Learning Center, pre through K. Liam. Cameron Moore, Mellon Learning Center, K through 12. Cameron. Congratulations, Cameron. Liam Hinkson, Mosley Elementary. Zachariah Meyer, Peniel Baptist. Aiden Flateau, Peniel Baptist. Brazia Gillian, Putnam Academy of Arts and Sciences. Okay. Congratulations. You see, okay. That's him. Liam Hinkson, did Liam come in? Congratulations. Do we have everybody? Did Liam Pitts arrive by chance? From Mellon Learning Center? Okay, there you go. Okay, could the educators please come up so we can take a group photo?
We do not want her to move.
Everybody look this way. Commissioner Davis.
They just said that a few minutes ago. They just said Kelly Smith.
Okay. Students stay up here, educators go.
So this will be the opportunity for your parents to go up to your students and meet with you and the students. So as your child comes to the center.
Adelaide, they're coming.
She's like the center.
Sure.
Ready?
There you go. I knew you were ready.
There you go, Leah. You gonna look here?
Thank you so much.
At me?
Appreciate that. All right, let's go.
Ready?
Oh, no.
Got it. Perfect.
No, Adelaide's family.
Oh, yeah. I can do more.
Yeah, they weren't.
No, no, you're good. Everybody look this way. Got it. Thank you.
Who wants to be next? Want to be next one?
My granddaughter does that too. She's like, and me.
He's one of it.
Got it?
You okay?
I know, it's hard.
Everybody look this way? Got it.
Oh, wait, wait. Stay right there. Ooh, am I taking a picture? What am I doing? Is this a pit camera?
Just hit it. Hit the middle button.
No,
You got it. Now save it.
I don't know what this is.
Thank you.
That's not the camera.
I'll take another one. Yeah.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Okay. I use camera. Okay, you know what?
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look at me on my
You got
phone.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You're good, Deb. Okay. I'm sure.
Yes, sir. I got a photo.
You're gonna we'll do a little lesson.
No, I can do camera. That was an app.
Yeah. And one more, 1, 2, 5.
Oh, no, you're not.
Everybody look this way. Got it. Thank you.
That's the camera. I don't know what that is. Was that Snapchat or something? I don't. Thank you. My pleasure. Oh, can I take your seat?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody look this way. 1, 2. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're gonna stop and turn your horizon on and fly a plane.
Oh, wrong one. There we go.
Text you what I have.
I was like, am I missing something?
386. I'll take the AC.
559
Everybody look this way.
I'll send you the one that I got.
Yeah, perfect. That'll be great.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll try to do good. Like I got that. It's like walking up, but even before sitting. Because if I go back to sitting, going up, getting up there, shaking.
Got it. Got it.
There he is. Yeah,
I
and then
love
you
the
guys.
panning look.
You're absolutely. Hopefully it goes through. Hopefully you get it. And it's not me when I walk out the door.
Want a photo video one more time?
He's like cheese.
Thank you.
Look up at me, okay?
We are so happy for you. Every day, and they said my children are like, this is a big honor. Not many kids get shows like this. It's a big deal. Yeah, thank you so much.
Excited to go? Scared? He said he got butterflies in his stomach as soon as he walked into the door. He was like,
Good, good, thanks.
I'll be honest, I felt like a
Look at
child.
me, okay?
You thought you were in trouble?
They told me he helped me to
Oh, yeah.
that was
I was like, not again.
when I asked her her future.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Yes.
Yes, good job. I'm so proud of you.
I always laugh because the shortest one always wants to sit in the back.
But it may seem like
Yeah.
you're outside the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, act like you like them, okay? All right, everybody look this way. 1, 2, 3. Got it, thank you.
right now.
Was she in her photo? The lady over there? Yeah. Yeah. She was in that. Good. That's the dance.
Yes, it is.
So you're flying.
Yeah.
And
Read that.
Where are you going, Dallas?
Said you get butterflies in your stomach. It's about you. Oh, look, see, he's copying what I'm saying. Yeah.
As you can't hear, it's recording in progress.
Good evening, everybody. Please quiet down. Welcome to the City of Palatka City Commission meeting on April 9, 2026 at 6 p.m. And I'm calling this meeting to order. We'll begin with the invocation by Pastor Mulberry, Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Borum. Please stand if you're able.
Let's pray. Father, again, thank you for your love, your kindness, and for the multitude of your tender mercy. We thank you, God, for this opportunity to come together once again to lead this city, to further the cause. God, we pray for the wisdom that is necessary to do the things that you've assigned to our hands. We ask, God, that you will remind us to be civil, to be people of good report, and to understand the need, God, for us to move in the right direction. We give you thanks and praise again for every leader that you appointed for such a time as this. We ask, God, for your help, because you can help us in matters that mean the most. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Davis? Present. Commissioner Campbell?
Present.
Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner Warren?
Present.
Mayor Cleary?
Present. We have quorum, thank you. Has everybody had an opportunity to read the minutes from March 26, 2026?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Thank you. We're going to go on to public recognitions and presentations. For presentations, speakers are limited to 5 minutes and no action will be taken on these items. Item A, VFW honoring the firefighter and police officer of the year, Mr. Donnelly, commander of the Veteran and Foreign War Post 3349. Please come up to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Veterans of Foreign War Post 3349 is there to present our Policeman of the Year to officers Eric Gentry and Matthew Keith. Gerald Schuler, our quartermaster, will present the plaques to the officers at this time.
All right, first up, I've got Matthew Keith. We got Chief Shaw over here. All right. Put those here. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here and be able to give this glowing accolade to our officers that share and give everything they have on a daily basis. This comes directly from Chief Shaw. It's a great pride that we, the command staff of the Palatka Police Department, announced that Officer Matthew Keith as the recipient of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Officer of the Year Award. This prestigious honor recognizes his exceptional service, professionalism, and unwavering dedication to the community that he serves. Officer Keith consistently demonstrates the high standards of law enforcement, exhibiting integrity, compassion, and a strong commitment to public safety. His proactive approach to community policing, coupled with his ability to lead by example, has earned him the respect and the admiration of his peers and the citizens of Palatka. Throughout his tenure, Officer Keith has gone above and beyond the call of duty, responding to community problems with courage and composure, mentoring younger officers and building lasting relationships within the community himself. His actions reflect great credit upon himself, his department, and the law enforcement profession as a whole. It's without any hesitation we proudly recognize Officer Matthew Keith for his outstanding achievements and exemplary service. His dedication to duty and community embodies the spirit of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Officer of the Year Award. Sincerely, Jason Shaw, Chief of Police. And you get a handy dandy certificate too. You're quite welcome.
Chief Shaw might be saying something. Congratulations.
That's right.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir.
I forget about the picture stuff.
Everyone this way? Got it.
We will present Officer Gentry at a later date with the police department. The Veterans of Foreign War Post 3349 is here to present our Fireman of the Year to firefighter Ben Stevens. Gerald Schuler will present the plaque to the firefighters. After the presentation, I have a special announcement for firefighter Stevens. Jerry? Go ahead.
So I just wanted to remind us of a mobile home fire on North Maryland Avenue on May 12th, 2025. And I'll read some of Deputy Clue Wright's words about this. Engine 1 from Palatka Fire Department arrived on scene. Conditions at the structure rapidly deteriorated, and it was confirmed by neighbors and sheriff deputies that several occupants remained inside. Heavy black smoke venting from the back of the structure indicated worsening interior conditions and limited time for a viable rescue. Recognizing the urgency and risk, Palatka Fire Department Captain Reed made entry through the middle rear window to initiate the interior search under extreme heat and zero visibility. While conducting the search, interior fire conditions suddenly and violently intensified, rapidly transitioning to active flame over his head. With flames overtaking the room and egress becoming limited, Captain Reed was forced to exit through the front structure where Putnam County engine personnel were actively engaged in fire suppression. Thanks to the coordinated suppression efforts, Captain Reed was able to escape. There, the hose line application and quick thinking made a survivable pass for a fellow firefighter. Firefighter Stevens from Palatka Fire entered through the adjacent window from Captain Reed, conducted a quick search in another room, and exited with all clear. Then firefighters Futch and Stevens entered the structure through another rear window under extremely dangerous conditions. Firefighter Wilsey joined them, and together they located and extricated 3 victims, an adult female and 2 children, who were then transferred to EMS personnel transported for medical care. This is a heroic act to take the time and to make the decision to jump in a window full of fire and then to start pulling people out. And this is the kind of stuff that our guys do every day and are willing to do every day. And so we just wanted to make sure that everyone knew what Ben Stevens did that day. And so thank you, Ben.
I have a special announcement to make tonight. With great honor, the state of Florida Veterans of Foreign War will be citing and awarding Fireman for his outstanding. He is the State Fireman of the Year for the Veterans of Foreign War for the state of Florida.
for the whole state. It's amazing. Okay, cool. Very good.
I'm going to read the proclamation for Earth Day, April 22nd, 2026, City of Palatka, Florida. Whereas Earth Day was first celebrated on April 22nd, 1970, and has grown into a global observance dedicated to environmental protection, sustainability, and stewardship of the planet. And whereas the City of Palatka recognizes the importance of preserving natural resources, protecting ecosystems, and promoting environmental awareness for the health, safety, and welfare of current and future generations. And whereas the residents of Palatka benefit from the city's natural assets, including the St. Johns River, Ravine Garden State Park, our green spaces, and diverse wildlife, which contribute to the community's quality of life and economic vitality. And whereas responsible environmental practices, including water conservation, pollution reduction, and sustainable development, are essential to maintaining a clean and resilient environment. And whereas Earth Day provides an opportunity for residents, businesses, schools, and civic organizations to participate in activities that promote environmental education, community engagement, and stewardship. And whereas the City of Palatka encourages all citizens to take an active role in protecting the environment through individual and collective actions that support sustainability and conservation efforts. Now therefore, I, Roberta Correa, Mayor of the City of Palatka, Florida, do hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2026 as Earth Day in the City of Palatka, and urge all residents to observe this day by participating in activities that promote environmental awareness, conservation, and the protection of our natural resources. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Thank you.
Excuse me.
Ms. Finch, would you like to come up, please?
I'm here on behalf of the St. Johns River Keeper. St. Johns River is our greatest asset here in Putnam County, and we're doing everything we can to make it a better, cleaner, and just more beautiful river. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
On to a presentation by the Heart of Putnam. Ms. McCoy, would you like to come up, please?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to point out just a couple of ideas, a couple of points about our RISE Initiative project. On slide 1, you know, Putnam County is unique, and we need to change how we respond to homelessness. We're trying to move from crisis response to a coordinated, lasting solution. We are building a system and not a service. Slide 2, please. To understand why RISE matters, we have to look at what's happening on the ground in our community right now. Homelessness in our community isn't just a lack of housing, it's about gaps in access, coordination, and support. People often don't know where to go, or they're sent from place to place without clear direction. Next slide, please. So what does RISE actually provide? It comes down to 4 core service areas that work together. Number 1, coordinated entry and case management. What we don't have now is the coordinated entry and the case management in our county. We're beginning to get it, but we need more collaboration. Every person starts with an assessment, so we understand their situation right away. From there, they're paired with someone who will help guide them step by step, not just a referral, but real support. And number 2, second, housing and navigation placement. We actively work to connect individuals and families to available housing options. You know, that's can be very limited right now in Putnam County. This isn't just about finding a place, it's about finding the right place and helping them to stay there. Next slide, please. RISE is not a standalone program. It is a coordinated service hub. These are the partners that you see up there that will help us to be very successful. The Behavioral Health and Recovery from SMA, organizations like the Palatka Housing Authority, Catholic Charities, and the Putnam County Caring Coalition will help with housing and stability. Basic needs and outreach like Grace Marketplace, Interlochen Soup Kitchen, and South Putnam Christian Service Center will help be part of a touch point system that will help us be successful. Next slide, please. That's it? Next slide.
Yeah, that's all I had. You only had 4 on that.
That's only had 4. Okay, well, I got 5, so I don't know what happened, but anyway, phase 1. Well, maybe this might be a good time to let me redirect. We did a presentation to the COC last week, and they told us they would like for us to rearrange our steps in order to phase in RISE. The first step was a day center, but they asked that we change it to a low barrier overnight shelter that will operate from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. with possible extensions during emergencies, offering 15 to 25 beds and complementing the RISE Hub daytime services. And just so you know, the RISE Hub daytime services is in implementation now at the heart of Putnam, wherein we've had quite a few homeless come in, walk in off the streets, and we are partnering with Grace Marketplace, with the COC, and we get them into this coordinated entry system so we can begin to help them get off the streets if they want to come off the streets. So the program will rely on both dedicated staff and volunteers to provide a safe, supportive environment with a city-provided building. The annual cost is $160,000, covering all operations and services. We ask the Commission to approve this initiative so we can move forward and provide a safe, structured shelter for our neighbors as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
We usually don't have questions now.
Okay,
and,
all right.
We'll have questions if anybody wants to ask any specific questions now. It's not usually the time that we do this.
Okay,
I don't
all
think
right.
this is public comment, so we would,
We don't, oh.
It's not.
so we should be able to.
Well, we can, if you have, come back up, Mrs. McCormick. Go ahead, come back up, please.
Yes.
There are questions, and we'll go with that. Go ahead.
And comments.
Commissioner Davis.
So I am a member of the executive board for the COC. As Pastor Sheila mentioned, the COC is the Continuum of Care of Northeast Florida,
And it's a consortium responsible for coordinating and implementing systems to address those who are our homeless population. Ms. Sheila, Pastor Sheila made this presentation to the board last week, and it was very well received. And I want to just talk a little bit more about it. One of the gaps I believe we have in Palatka and really Putnam County, but we're the city, is that we hear of resources here and there in pockets, but no one's putting it together, right? We have a lot, I'm saying a lot because it's more than you realize. One of the things I will say that this presentation that Pastor Sheila just made would encompass all of those with a specific target. And as she mentioned in this phase one, that the COC recommended a day program first, and hopefully to move forward in the future. So I am a strong supporter of this approach. Pastor Sheila has proved that she is the person to coordinate this work in our city, as we know her previous history. But she has pressed pause on some work to make a more comprehensive program, is the way I interpret it. And if I'm saying something that needs to be corrected, Pastor Sheila, please feel free to let me know. So I will tell you that the COC services several counties, including Putnam. Alachua is one of the counties as well. I will tell you Alachua County has more coordinated services. And one of the things I've found here is that we're missing a similar program as to what Pastor Sheila is putting forth for us. So we can certainly address questions, understand what that looks like, but I am a strong supporter of this, both here and on the COC board. So I'll stop here and allow the other commissioners to ask questions.
The only
Go ahead,
correction,
comment.
Commissioner Davis, is they wanted us to move the shelter part up.
Yes, correct. Yes, and focus on the day program, correct? Or what,
The shelter first.
The shelter first. Okay, so the opposite of what I said.
Yes.
Yes, the shelter first. Thank you.
Right, and I had a comment. I want to thank you for what you do, you and your organization, Ms. McCoy. I'm certainly a strong supporter of helping the homeless as it relates. I've been a long-time supporter of that. Brought a few programs. I mean, we had the Bridge House, the Bridge program from D-Land, which they implemented that down in Volusia County. So again, when you mention 160,000, that's just a drop in the bucket, because I think their program, it was running somewhere in the neighborhood of 350,000, somewhere in there, and they had about maybe, I think, double the beds, but at the same time, the program itself and what it would do for our community. And I thank you for having the faith. You had the faith of the grain of a mustard seed. You kept watering it, you nurtured it, and you got your organization to where it is now. So I wholeheartedly support your efforts and look forward to, hopefully the rest of the commission does this as well.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I don't want to lose focus on the ask that she mentioned, and if I'm correct, and first of all, thank you for the work that you have put forth. I am too a supporter of it, but the request that she stated is a city-owned building. While we can give her the accolades, we can do all of those things, at what point are we truly going to address this matter within our community? I know we've had previously several workshops that did not come to fruition for whatever reason, and if this is something that we so say we are dedicated to making sure we protect or provide housing for our unhoused population, again, I want to bring the focus back to her ask, which was a city-owned building. So how would we, or how can we proceed with consideration of this request? And is it something that we can solely handle, or we're in a position, or even have a facility that will meet the needs?
And I think that, you want to speak to that, Ms. Connie? Well, I'm also in support of this effort and have attended the Homeless Coalition movement meetings rather, and have heard the presentation. And I think it is time to offer folks those wraparound services and a point of entry. So so that we can figure out or navigate the system, which is very complicated. And so I appreciate everything you have done and everybody on that group that has been working hard at this. Go ahead, Ms. Conley.
Well, I know that previously, we did quite a lot of work trying to look at several locations, namely the Willett Cooper. We had that as a point where we did prepare that. We will look at our inventory of city-owned properties, see if any of them are appropriately zoned so that she could possibly have the activity there that you're looking to have. That would be the step that we can at least take and bring that back to the commissioners.
And specifically, we're looking for some place for that overnight shelter versus,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
And that's from
Just so we're
7
clear.
p.m.
Yes, 7 p.m.
7 to 7.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
7.
called low barrier, yes. And I think what Ms. Pastor, maybe what you can do is explain to all of us what low barrier mean, because some people may not know what that means. I could help a little bit. I don't know if Thaddeus here, he knows.
Okay, here's my take of low barrier.
Okay.
It's structured where it's not 24 hours. It's just a part from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. to get them off the streets. It's not a full-fledged 24-hour facility. It's just 12 hours that we need to be able to help them spend the night with a roof over their heads.
And also, more importantly, there's a screening process associated with low barrier. That means that these are individuals that have a very low risk of being adverse to the community as well. So that's what's key. There is a screening process, intense.
Always.
Commissioner
I'm fine.
Carroll.
I'll yield to Commissioner
Give Commissioner Barr.
Barr.
I think we just need to save time and cut to the chase, because we've done extensive looks at our properties, and we've done inventory multiple times. We should know what, we haven't added or acquired any more new properties that I know of. So we have answers, and we should be able to identify something or not and make the necessary zoning changes, whatever we need to do. My understanding is that people do not want it not in my backyard. That's the main issue that we've been facing the whole time. So we know what we have in inventory. Let's stop playing the games and just figure out, if we're going to help, let's help.
If we can't, we need to say that up front, but I think we clearly want to help. So we do have some limited locations, and we should be able to identify, like even tonight, what those are.
Yeah.
You mentioned one was Willett Cooper, but there's some.
That's the one that stands out most prevalent, Willett Cooper.
Ms. Carter, there was a full, as Commissioner Borum stated, there was a full on outlook of facilities. And I know that we brought up the Willie Cooper Center, and a lot of people were concerned with regards to the child care facility being on the corner and things of that nature. And like he said, not in my backyard. And it actually was, let me get back with the commission with some additional choices. And we have not yet heard that as of now. So I am making the recommendation that we have this brought back before us by our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Did you have something to say, Commissioner Jones?
I defer.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Davis?
And I'd like to be clear, when we say bring it back to the next meeting, bring us viable options of buildings
Yes.
that we can make a decision on as soon as it is feasible to do so.
And also, I do believe that there was a meeting that was supposed to, or did happen with regards to the unhoused population with the county. And again, if that's something that we need to bring back in the fore, because I remember at one point there was some pumping of the brakes from that level as well. But if they are willing to assist in these efforts, because of course, people from all around the county may benefit from this, I do believe that they should be a part of this conversation as well.
Yes.
And we
Whatever
need,
building is available, there's still going to need to be some work done on them to accommodate this. by fire code and other things. So that may be an opportunity for the county to partner with us.
Thank you. I will pursue that.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Ms. McCall. We're going on to city manager administrative reports, airport report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you guys for giving me about 20 minutes. So.
Five.
Just joking. Mayor, city commissioners, again, hello again. Hey, it is great to be before you because I like talking about 28J. And I think some of the information that I'm going to share with you tonight, which will be an update on what's happening and where we are, I think you guys will be real pleased. We're going to touch base on some of the compliance efforts. It's not a good topic, but, it's one that's going to make us better. So with that being said, let's move through this update here on 28J. So recent accomplishments. Every year, we're focused on safety and security of the airport. And that's not something that is necessarily controlled by us. We have to prepare for third parties, state level, federal level, to come in there and do an inspection on the airfield and grade us and see how well that we're set up. We've been consistent. I'm not saying that we get 100% scores. No one does. That's perfection. However, we had, as a team, built a system at the facility there that have been taking it to the next level each year that the inspectors come in. So, if you would, next slide, please. So these are some of the key inspections. State level, FDOT. This year, unlike previous years, FDOT was accompanied by the FAA inspectors. So that's a different ball game. So they're looking at two different things. But for the most part, there was a couple of items that the FAA noted we're addressing internally, and it's something that it was good to see them. It was also good to get understanding about their expectation for a rural airport like ourselves. In addition, one of the key pieces of our operation is fuel sales. We're similar to the local Wawa and other places. So the quality of that fuel is key. Third parties come in every year, sometime a couple times a year, and provide inspections on us. So we were successful. We have staff that were recruited from larger complex fuel-driven operations that are trained in this type of business. Anybody can't do this. You can't be playing with folks' lives, selling tainted fuel and those kind of things. So the inspections, successful, recent, within the last 30 days or so. So we're in a good place. Moving on to projects, we was able to get our airfield painted, all the markings that aid the pilots in takeoff, landings, and those kind of things. So we got a grant from FDOT and used the state contract to get that taken care of. So a huge plus, because that was one of the concerns of the inspectors when they came through there over the years. Next major project was a tree obstruction project. So each ends of the runway, there was trees that was penetrating the imaginary surface. So we were getting dinged over time, but fortunately we was able to get dollars from FDOT to address a significant portion of the trees, especially over off of probably the runway 35 side, and that's over there running down St. John's Avenue. Huge, huge project. And as we sit here today, we're substantially complete with our emergency generators for the fuel farm, which was never in place before. So hurricane season, state, federal government can come in and use our operation relying on the emergency generators. We also got a brand new generator for the terminal. So I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know, but during the hurricane season, the terminal is kind of taken over by my fellow City of Palatka police officers. So, they're going to be well pleased that today as we stand here, they got a brand new generator that's going to run 24/7. All right, moving on. Now, this slide here is one of my favorites here, okay?
Yes.
So good trivia stuff for the audience and for the commissioners. So, little old Palatka Airport, 28J. So, we are the 8th busiest untowered airport in the state of Florida.
Say it
Okay?
one more time.
Yeah.
Say it loud.
Say it one more time.
The 8th busiest untowered airport in the state of Florida. And that's out of about 100 airports.
Wow.
Congratulations.
So with that information, it wasn't generated by the airport manager.
Okay.
This came from the state. So this is a great acknowledgement, but it's also one that comes with some growing pains. You know, so noise complaints. You know, we got folks that's coming in and out of the airport, and it's not just recreational folks, corporate, air taxis. You know, we are hitting it all over the place. So you're going to expect to see this again as we work through with the state government, the federal government. Being the 8th busiest untowered airport elevated us to a position of attention, and it's all about safety. So there'll be more to come on what the state and the federal level will be coming to us with regarding solutions, okay? So 8th busiest, what that equate to is 2025, we did about 105,000 ops. So you rocking and rolling. You know, 365, you're averaging, you know, probably 300-400 aircraft a day. That's cooking. That's really cooking. So more to come. Next slide. This tree here, I like to call it, is the origin destination of our users. So if you look at the southeast, you know, our users are coming from all over the place. Now, these are transit customers. A lot of the base customers, obviously, they're doing Florida routes. Look at the list on the right-hand side of the deck slide. You know, that's all within Florida. So we got a lot of business, a lot of corporate folks that are moving around up and down the coast. But you also got folks coming from up north, out west, you know, back and forth in and out of Palatka Airport. And I will tell you, the #1 factor that they shared with me when I do my airport manager unofficial survey, location. They say they can come to Palatka and they can go out, you go out a 2.5-hour radius and they can get most of their business done. Whether that's St. John's, whether that's Duval, Clay, and just swinging it around. So location is key. I would tell you, I think the customer service at Palatka is top notch as well. It's come a long way, come a long way. But in all seriousness, you know, we have a gym in this community, and as I've shared with many of you guys since I've started here, I want the community to understand that, hey, this is your airport. You know, this is a gym. The young folks have been getting more and more exposed. The Putnam County School District, they're out there every week, which is awesome to see. So as an airport manager, I want to push aviation, aerospace, and all things related to the young folks, as well as others that have a genuine interest. Next slide. You know, this is getting better and better. You know? So what you're looking at here is phase 1, okay? Phase 1 of the Jet Center hangar, okay? So this is not a, I hope and wish this happened. This is, as we see here today, we got the bids in for this project, okay? So this will be a city-owned, about a 14,000 square foot facility. Okay, so we're going to be able to accommodate multiple users, jets as well as small aircraft. However, the way it's looking, we've been getting interest from jets wanting to relocate here out of Palatka, which is our goal. So jet service equates to large fuel sales. You know, they don't complain a whole lot about, you know, prices. You know, it is a great asset for this community, okay, to have base jet aircraft here. So The bids are in. We're working with FDOT as we speak, as well as internally, figuring out the best opportunities for us moving forward. That's phase one. Phase two, more to come on that. So as you go to the next slide, that's phase. Go back. You're giving up the my surprises too quick. So phase two, and it's to be determined. You know, so we're going to circle back to you guys with this as we get closer. Okay. But this is just a duplication of phase one. More capacity for jet aircraft. Next slide. Signature project number 2, okay? So this is taxiway E. The hangars in the back are actually a byproduct of taxiway E. So this is a Federal Aviation Administration project. Okay, so we conducted a pre-bid this week. 3 or 4 companies came out responding, which was great. And we're headed down the road of doing a phase 1 taxiway E. Second phase will bring it all the way down to the midfield of the airport. Phase 1 is what's going to get this community in the city is long-term leases with corporate operators. Okay. Fortunately for us, we had to go before the FAA and present this opportunity. The FAA looked at it. Fortunately for us, we had folks interested, okay, in doing this. So they generated letters of interest, and we brought that with us, and that was a key factor in making this happen. So as we sit here today, we have the first 4 identified that we're going to work with to come up with long-term ground leases. And all of these things circle back, obviously, to you guys for approval, but at the end of the day, we're in a good place, okay? Next slide. Just some more detail of the overall phase 1 and phase 2 of the project. A little more focus. This would be more the leasing plan of the 4 sites, phase 1. Long-term ground leases, you know, 25, 30-year leases with some options. Generate long-term revenue for the airport, but it also generate fuel sales. And this was probably one of the key factors that the FAA looked at and FDOT and said, hey, you guys are building things that's not necessarily generating an expense. You're building things that's generating revenues, which is part of our effort to be self-sustaining. Next slide. Now let's transition over to how do we get better, okay? So today, obviously compliance. You know, we've been dealing with it. We're going to get through it. But we do have a few things going on with compliance. We got our FAA Part 13 underway. Inquiry, building W4, skeet range. We've responded to the FAA. We're waiting for the FAA to respond back to us with direction. We got land release number 2, very similar to 1. You know, the inspectors actually came out for this one. Gave us some options, went through them, we're going through them, and we'll be responding back with the inspectors with the options that the city choose to take care of. Item number 3, which is part of compliance at its simplest form. We have about 75 to 80 customers at the airport. Everybody's supposed to have an agreement, okay? At this airport, most people do, but they're legacy agreements, they're old, they're outdated. So, you know, we have taken upon the task as per a survey study that we had taken care of, and we're cleaning that up, okay? So we're about 75% complete. Airport staff has been working diligently on making this happen. So the commercial agreements will go out next week, and that should be resolved, you know, within the next 10 days or so. Last, but certainly not least, this item here, I'm actually getting information quotes now as per direction of the commissioners, I think 2 committees meetings ago. So we're going to have an airport expert, professional, come in here and say, okay, let's make sure we're set up properly, because what you don't want to do is have an airport in place, enterprise fund airport, set up, and you get dinged with not being set up properly. So this is probably one of the best things ever that can happen to us, because this protects us. Because you don't want to be out of compliance and jeopardize your eligibility for grants and those kind of things.
Right.
Moving on to the next slide. So where are we going? You know, those 4 large corporate hangars, if it was real time, this is what you would see there at night, okay, or early in the morning, depending upon when you go over there. And you know, this is real. This is real for this community. And again, the community should be proud that it's your airport, you know, so you guys should enjoy your airport. Now, the next slide, we're going to transition over to what's coming. Listen, I did not make this up. This is real, okay? So all the airport managers in the state have gone through a training by now with the state discussing the new aircraft that's going to be introduced into the aviation system. eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, okay? We like to call it kind of the Uber. You know,
Uber of the sky?
Yeah, the Uber in the sky. Because this aircraft is actually designed to say, okay, I want to go to catch a flight out of Daytona. I get on the aircraft in Palatka, they'll buzz you down to Daytona, catch your flight, and bring you back home when you come in. You know, so it's supposed to kind of extend the larger airports' service levels and make it more accessible for rural areas. I love it myself, okay? Now, we've had a couple come through the airport, and it's real interesting to watch them operate. Quadr is supposed to be, you know, not necessarily long distance, but it is coming, and we were told, airport managers were told, that Florida would like to be the #1 state in the country for these. So 2028, 2029, you're probably going to start to see a lot of these. And I want to share with you guys that this is not airport specific. So this has the identical characteristics to a helicopter, okay? So it's in our master plan, and I share with my colleague in planning that he needs to include it in his comp plan, because one of these charging pads could be downtown Riverfront, Palatka. So that's our reality now. So for the folk that's seasoned like myself, it's just the Jetsons. You know, it goes way back to the Jetsons. You know?
Right, the Jetsons.
But it's here. It's
Right.
here, and so you know, this is what's coming. It's right around the corner, and you know, thank you guys for allowing me to come in and give you guys an update.
Thank you
Okay.
for the presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you. City manager, you gonna follow that?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say today is Smile Day, so I'm gonna smile. Please smile. Look at someone and smile. So, city manager report. We have just a lot of great news, and we want to share about the fire department, how they have recently been. They had an assessment completed, and it was to determine whether or not our fire department has the capacity to become eventually a tox medic program. And so anyway, they had the assessment completed on March 7th. The areas that were looked at was team information, capital, and MRP equipment, looking at our personnel, training logs, MOUs, insurance, and every item that was examined proved that the City of Palatka Fire Department is staged to become a more capable and responsive Type 3 program. And we also serve Northeast Florida and surrounding communities. So at this point, our pathway now for our fire department as it relates to hazmat, is to become a tox medic program. They have demonstrated that they are administratively capable looking at the areas that were evaluated. So that, again, that's good news for our fire department. The next item, another good news, is the progress that is being made with FPL LED streetlights. There are 3 phases. Phase 1 will be completed on or before April 30th. And that is looking at our high crime areas. We have about 36 streetlights that will be upgraded. The second phase is what we call like hot spots. And this is really for our police department initiative. And that will be completed by May 24th. An additional 115 lights will be upgraded. And then finally, phase 3, not certain what that is called, what area, but it's St. John's and Fifth Avenue, that particular section. We will have upgraded 108 lights. So by June 4th, in total, there will be almost 300 lights that will be upgraded throughout our city. And again, that's in the efforts to increase public safety, and so that's good news. Legislatively, I did speak to our lobbyists yesterday, matter of fact, and even though at the moment, well, Karen, okay, at the moment, we do not have a lot of money that has been set aside for the city of Palatka. However, yesterday she mentioned this is not the final, this is just an update. The sanitary lift station, we don't have either the House or Senate. However, the House has said yes to fund our fire department ladder truck and yes to fund the runway at the airport. So progress, the budgeting process is not yet ended, and therefore we expect that we may still receive funding. There were 12 areas legislatively that was looked at that our lobbyist is trying to help our city, and that's with education, sovereign immunity, growth management, guns, rural renaissance, diversity, and also affordable housing. So the good news for the city of Palatka is that we are still growing. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Oh, I'd just like to say great job. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
We're going to go on to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please give your name and city or town of residence, and please note that no action will be taken on these items. Ms. Reyes?
Good evening. Thank you. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Yvette Reyes, Boswick. First, thank you for supporting Ms. Sheila. It's long coming, and I hope you guys can come to some kind of cohesiveness amongst each other to get this done, finally. My question today. 2 weeks ago, I submitted a public request for the ARPA homelessness money for $97,000, and I haven't received an update. I haven't received anything. I've left messages and called Ms. Hayes and sent messages asking for an update. So how long does it take to get a public request?
And as I said, we're not going to answer that right now, but we do have a commissioner and staff response time after we finish public comment.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you. Is there anybody else here for public comment for items not specific on the agenda, general items? Come on up, please, and fill out a yellow card when you have a chance afterward. Thank you. Name and city or town of residence.
Hello, my name is Joshua Florence. I'm from Melrose, Florida, well, obviously. So I just wanted to come and speak for Ms. Sheila and the RISE initiative. Having a background in healthcare administration and working in public service for roughly 11 years, you get to see the needs of all the communities, and I've had the pleasure of going across the whole county and seeing these needs. And I believe this is a first positive step to finally working on long-term solutions for these issues. And again, echoing all my cohorts, I would really appreciate your support for this initiative, and anything that I can do to help, please let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is everybody else here to speak on items not specific on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Do we have, a response rather?
I do want to make a statement
Go ahead.
prior to the response. Out of complete transparency, as I operate in, as I sit behind this dais and out, I was actually tagged in the public records request, and I spoke to Ms. Hayes at our meeting on yesterday to make sure that it was given to her. Now, as far as where we are, we're staff, I would let that, but I do want to let my fellow commissioners know that I was actually carbon copied in the response.
That's all right. If I may. The information is available. I will need to sit with my finance team to let them understand how to secure it and send it. But I did see that public records request. I did give guidance and say, hey, send it out. But I realize now that I need to give them a little bit more instruction as to how to find it in the shared.
So is there a time frame for that?
There is 7 to 14 days. Mhm.
Right, I'm saying now that you need to go further and talk to staff about what to include or not, or what the information is, when do you think that will be complete?
Tonight, when this meeting is ended, I'm going to have finance director meet with me so I can actually
ma'am.
show if it's
No,
okay.
ma'am, not tonight.
Well,
No.
tomorrow.
No, ma'am, not
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm not here tomorrow, so then it'll be Monday.
What was the request?
Right.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Entitled to time off.
I've asked for time off tomorrow.
No, they just want to know what was that.
So,
So, go
with
ahead.
regards to the request, for those that may be inquiring, it was requesting documentation that pertains to the 99,000 ARPA funding that was listed and earmarked for homelessness.
Right. Because of change of staff, the staff people that were here at that time and put all of that together, they're not here. So I literally need to, me personally, stop and show them.
So I think the opportunity for us as we move forward, and I do believe that it's being addressed, that when we do have public records requests or any requests that may come from our citizens, simple updates go a long way with making sure that citizens don't have to come to commission meetings in order to feel as if they are getting a response at all. So again, I want us to be more proactive in making sure that if there is no update, just state there is no update at now. We're still actively working. It's our hope to get this to you within the next so that our citizens feel as if they are being heard.
I completely concur.
Thank you. Going on to the consent agenda. Before we start the consent agenda, one of the mayor's duties is to appoint individuals who are interested or who apply to the tree committee. And I just want to announce that the appointment of Illegal Kitchens to the tree committee, effective immediately. And on to the consent agenda. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Regarding the consent agenda, I move that we add resolution number 2026-R-33 as the emergency item K.
Thank you. Are there any items to remove?
Oh, is that the wrong one?
That's not the appropriate place to put it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was,
Do we put it on the consent agenda?
No, we put it on the resolution.
I thought normally we do it
It's
under,
going to go on the consent agenda. It is, because it's a resolution.
I thought generally we,
It's a resolution, yes.
Consent,
So
What
that's
is that?
correct.
What is that?
That's correct.
yes.
it was on our desk.
oh, I'm sorry, I was referencing the wrong document.
It's the
I
supporting
apologize.
documentation.
I apologize.
That's okay.
It's correct.
No worries.
Anyway, that's correct. Is there any items to pull from the consent agenda?
Yes, but did we get a, oh, we don't need to, I made a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second. We have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Go ahead. Do we have any items to pull?
Yes, I'd like to pull item B and item G.
Anybody else have any items to pull?
Item C.
B, C, E.
BCG.
G, okay. Okay. Is there anything, excuse me, anything else?
I'll make a motion that we approve all items excluding B, C, and G.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Thank you. Item B, adopt resolution 2026 R42, a resolution of the city of Palatka, Florida, finding the Palatka Housing Authority Resident Invest Vehicle for an Economic Resilience Program consistent with a comprehensive plan and zoning code. Mr. Bridgeford?
I pulled it. I pulled it.
I know, but, yeah, I'm asking you to come up, but you can, do you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, I pulled it so he could come up and speak to us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm reading your mind tonight. I got you. Okay, I just want to make sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Commissioner Davis. No, I'm good. Okay, Mr. Bridgeford, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, hello to the mayor, hello to the commission. Thank you for allowing us to offer this quick presentation. So we have been working on something that we're very excited about at the Palatka Housing Authority, and it is the River Program, which is a resident investment vehicle for economic resilience, which simply means that we have developed a program to help fill the potholes of the traditional home ownership model and to offer it starting with our residents here in Palatka. You can go to the next slide. One of the biggest issues with the traditional home ownership model is that you do a lot of work to get someone prepared for home ownership, and once they cross the line, they sign the most important document of their lifetime, we kind of just leave them to figure it out. Many times that's with, if they're a first-time home buyer or they were low income, they have a number of restrictions on what they can do with that property after they sign that document. And many times that property is not necessarily their dream property. It is just a beginning, and many times that's an aging property. And so we've developed a program that begins to address those issues one by one. Namely, the first thing is that we have a program that allows us to stay with the buyer for 36 months after they purchase the property, to properly coach them and teach them on all the different opportunities that they have to build wealth, which we say is the American dream. As I already stated, post-sale support is really that number one issue with the home ownership model, and we directly address that. And then the second thing is that when we say that to own a home is the American dream, and when we say things like it's the best way to build wealth for an individual, and it's the best investment an individual can make is in their own property and their own home, the facts just don't line up with that statement. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that we put our residents in a position where it does mean that. So our solutions is to provide 5 years. That's 2 years pre-acquisition and 3 years post-acquisition support, helping them not only get ready and get prepared, get their credit and get their finances together to purchase a home, but also knowing how to maintain that home. And our program even goes a step further. It's not just home ownership. It's actually a landlord program where we're teaching them how to manage their property and additional property, which allows them to transition from being someone that's in need of services to actually a provider of services here in Putnam County. Our target participants, of course, are individuals who are low income that currently live within our area, those who are taking care of wherever they're at, whatever property that they're living in or whatever their living situation. We want to make sure that they are on time with their payments and that they have a minimum amount of rent. And what we're currently doing with our residents is we've developed a special workforce economic program that takes them from where they are, many of them not working, and provides them working opportunities where they build skills And now we put them in a position where they're no longer afraid to get a job and their rent go up, because now the goal of the program is that your rent goes up so that you can meet the minimum requirements of our home ownership program. We understand the payment standards here in central Pennsylvania, and so we've kind of been crunching numbers, doing the math on what it would mean to make it a self-sustainable proposition for our residents. Because at the end of the day, if we do all this work and we put residents in a position where they're over their head, and they are not able to maintain the properties that we have prepared them for, then it was all for naught. So what we really want to do is make home ownership happen, and we understand that we cannot do that unless we invest in the person. A year ago, there was a video floating around of a group of young people that we took on a trip, on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And a lot of people were wondering why we invested so much in this small group of young people. Is because our motto is invest in the person first before you invest in the building. Once we invest in the people, and the people are able to maintain their own sustainability, their own self-sufficiency, then we can match them with great housing, and they will not only take care of that housing, they will understand the value of that housing. So once again, we have a full curriculum that spans 5 years. This is just a sample of some of the things that we cover in that curriculum. Everything from the beginning of understanding how money works, how credit works and how to get their credit ready, what the lending and home buying process, all the way through leasing and management, what it means to actually own a property and what it means to actually own a piece of real estate asset. All of these things we see that are critical. This is just another view of how our curriculum is structured, but part of it is in class session, some of it's one-on-one coaching. We have various models and methods that we're delivering the materials to make sure that nobody is left out, no matter what their learning style is. And so we are believe very strongly and are convicted that we have to put our money where our mouth is. So for this project, we're putting in $8 million of our own investment. We have some other vehicles and other items that we love to talk about other funding streams, but we're putting in $8 million of our own dollars to present this opportunity, which starts out as just great housing that we're building from the ground up. And it transitions into a home ownership project that brings new units into our community, brings new units onto the tax rolls, and it's something that we're very excited about. So we thank you for allowing us the opportunity to present this to the commission. We're very excited about it. Many of the partners that we've spoken to are very excited about being a part of this project, and we want to make something that the community is proud of, as well as something that really pushes our residents forward.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions, Mr. Bridgman?
I just
Thank
got
you.
one comment.
So do we have a motion?
Motion to approve? You got a comment? We can motion in second, and then for comment,
Go ahead.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Davis.
I move that we adopt Resolution 2026-R-42.
Second.
The motion is second. Is there anybody here for public comment on this item?
I do have a comment that I'd like to make.
Go ahead. Okay.
In addition to what has been presented today, I want to commend the Palatka Housing Authority for the work that they have been putting into the community and the morale that they have been building amongst not only the adult residents, but in the involvement of the youth on many different levels. I've had the pleasure of attending some of the community events that is going on within some of the communities, the barbecues, the paintings, the Boy Scouts that's being introduced, the Lee Conley House partnerships, just all of those things, the police department, just all of those things that are taking place are things I have not seen before within the public housing. And so that alone, I just want to say thank you, because I've seen the morale being built. I've seen the workforce thing that you did over at the James A. Long, and I've seen one of them was my classmate, and just to see her dress up and go into that really spoke volumes. And when she saw me out in the public, she said, "Classmate, I'm getting back to where I need to be." And so that's a testament of what you all are putting forth within this community. So thank you so much.
We thank you for that as well. We've all, I think, I can speak for all of us saying we've noticed a significant improvement in the Housing Authority services and how it's creating that pride for folks. So they want to move forward with their lives and be a part of the community as a whole. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And, yeah, I too concur the same thing that the mayor and commissioners has stated again. But the investment piece in the youth at an early age, we nurture our young people. What you brought to the program in Palatka Housing Authority, you have done quantum leaps from what we've seen in the past. And Mr. Nelson, he had also done an excellent job as well, but you have taken Palatka Housing Authority to another level. So we thank you for all you do.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Thank you, Mr. Bridgman.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
may I take a point of personal privilege?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize County Commissioner Josh Alexander, who is with us tonight.
He's hiding.
Commissioner Alexander, thank you for joining us tonight.
Happy to be here, Donna.
Thank you, Mayor.
On to C, adopt resolution 2026-56, acceptance of amendment 2 for FDOC contract 10146, hardening of Price Mountain building, extending the deadline. Who pulled that?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
I just
Commissioner.
want to know. After reading the resolution over again, I understand why we actually had the extension. So, but you could explain to us.
Well, it's good to explain.
Because it's been a
to the
long
commu-
time.
Yeah,
Matter
and
of
explaining
fact,
to the community
It's
is
been a
good.
long time, and I was going to put you on the spot, but I do realize that you are new. So I won't do that to you.
Well, yes, I am new, but.
But you can explain it. You can explain it.
Also been deeply involved with all of these projects. And with Price Martin, you may remember a few sessions ago, the commission voted to approve more funding for the project. That's also a part of this. One of the main issues that we came across this is hardening, storm hardening and hurricane hardening to make this a secure location during the inclement and severe weather events. One of the original concepts had been to remove the air conditionings from the roof, do the repairs to the roof, and put those air conditioning units back up on the roof and have them strapped on. During the removal, it was determined that they simply were not going to be appropriate to put back up, and so we needed to get new ones. The purchase of the new ones is part of the funding that you approved, as well as this time aspect. There was simply no way to get it done on time when we had to go the extra steps, order the new equipment, get the right people in to get it installed. It's just taken a little bit more time than we anticipated, but it is moving forward very rapidly and is back on track. I want to say thank you to David.
Yes.
Our project manager. He's been cracking the whip on them and all the projects to keep them moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David, yeah.
David understood the assignment.
David, too much. David.
Thank you.
Do we
Thank
have?
you, David.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Well, I'll make a motion that we accept. We need to be a little bit more specific, I remember. The resolution 2026 R56.
I second.
It's a contest here tonight. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? I forgot. Anybody here for public comment on this item? Seeing none, we'll close public comment, but it's already happened. Thank you all. G, Commissioner. Yes,
Thank
and
you.
I appoint Ms. Audrey Wise to Public Arts Committee. Go ahead.
Yes. So the reason I pulled this item, and I want to make sure that we are being fair and considerate. And there was I saw a draft, I guess, and it was pulled, but there was another resident who was originally going to be appointed to this committee, and I did not, I just really want to understand if we're appointing, because I've received mixed responses. One response was, I think a timing or some other things. I just want to understand if there are other applicants, are we considering more later? Did we get more applications? I know we just discussed this, appointing members to committees and boards. So I just want to get some clarification to make sure we're consistent.
Okay, and I think that I can give some information. I'll let Ms. Karen go first, though.
Okay, so Ms. Kitchens was on there, and I didn't have a chance to actually look at our charter to see where she fell and all of that. So I was moving her to the next meeting, and I realized that with the tree board, because she applied for 2 different boards, so with the tree committee, she didn't need to be on the agenda because that was appointed by the mayor only, which the mayor did tonight. So I spoke with Ms. Kitchens, and she sent me some information, and I was able to read it, and I did apologize, and so she's on the next agenda for the Arts Committee on number 2, I believe she fell under. Ms. Audrey Wise passed in 2 of them as well. She did a planning board one and the Arts Committee one. And so we're waiting for Lorenzo to get back so he can look at those applications for the planning. And so we have Ms. Wise on the board for tonight.
That sounds
I
so
think it was,
complicated.
it is complicated. I think the bottom line was that by the charter, we wanted to make sure that Ms. Kitchens is already on the zoning board of appeals, now is on the tree committee. We wanted to make sure of the number and not exceed the maximum, so there's 2 committees that she's on, and that's fine. And once we clarify that, and I, in fact, was going tonight to just add that to this resolution to appoint her to the Public Arts Committee, but we can also wait till next week if folks want to do
I'm
that.
a tad bit confused.
Maybe I should
I know
explain
when
it
we
right.
had the conversation, the meeting, that we, and no disrespect to former Commissioner Kitchens and her still dedication to the community, but the idea was for us to try to get individuals who have not served or new faces, new visionaries to serve on these committees. And we actually made mention that there were multiple individuals serving on multiple boards. So I just want to put that out there, that I thought the direction we were going in was to try to get fresh blood.
And has there been any other applications for the Public Arts
For
Committee?
Public Arts, no ma'am, it's only been the 2.
There has also,
But we haven't really publicized it as much as we
exactly,
should.
Mayor.
I think if we could use Ms. Hall's help perhaps, because it is a new committee to the city, to maybe get the word out there to encourage people to submit an application.
But then again, I want to be respectful to
Ms.
the application process, and I do believe that's why Commissioner Davis brought it up. So I would want to make sure that if that's how we are going to proceed, that we proceed at this point, but then we adhere to what we talked about in the workshop.
Thank you, Mayor.
Go ahead.
And Commissioner Campbell is exactly right. I want to make sure we are with full transparency operating in the way that we discussed in the workshop going forward. The other thing I'd like to do, I don't know if you have spoken to Ms. Wise, but you said she applied for 2 committees as well.
She did.
If she could be appointed to one or was going to be selected for one or the other, do we know? Was she just chosen for public arts because no one else was there? Do we know that there's a preference for one or the other, since we want to make sure we have if someone applies for one or the other, I don't know that we can just say, here, we're going to put you here. I don't know. I want to make sure we're fully vetting the people who are applying, especially if they apply for more than one.
Well, Ms. Wise applied for the planning board, which she can be on the planning board, and she can also be on a committee. I was thankful that Ms. Kitchens actually sent me that information today. It saved a lot of time for me to wait and go back and review everything, but She's allowed to do both, and she qualifies for both.
And I understand that, but to Commissioner Campbell's point, and the commission, when we talked about it, we do want to give other citizens opportunity if someone's applying for two. Again, I just want to make sure that we're getting the right people in the right place based on their preference, not choosing one or the other without having a conversation.
And are there other
If that
applicants for the
makes
planning
sense.
board? Let me just ask that.
There's 3 other applicants for the planning
So I
board.
think when Mr. Agamo
Loren-
comes back, that he's able to look at all of those. Go ahead.
I have a concern, and it feels, or what I'm hearing is there's partial implementation of what we discussed in our workshop. Because the process of having a department head review came as a result of the conversation we had in our workshop. So I prefer us not to partially implement, and that we implement in its entirety the conversation, what we've set in place, because I believe that something was formally supposed to come back to the commission for us to review and for us to approve before we start the implementation process. But what I'm hearing tonight is that we're waiting on Mr. Agamo, which was a new addition to what we discussed in our workshop. Am I correct?
You're correct that we are starting this process, but what was it legal that you were going to get back to the board? There was something that you were preparing, wasn't it? Weren't you trying to prepare before we started?
I guess
fully implementing?
that's irrelevant at
Okay.
this point. What I'm trying to say is what made us implement part of the policy prior to the adoption of a policy.
And I don't think that we understood that we were doing that, so I will look back at this. I mean, all I know is that
So
we
who
did
gave-
have the workshop.
I would like to make sure that we implement the entire policy before,
Exactly.
because that could come back to bite us.
Okay, so my understanding is that we're in the midst of completing whatever the paperwork, I'll just stop, because I know we're trying to prepare the information so that it can come back to you
Okay.
from,
Thank you.
So Mayor, I wanted
ahead.
to pull that. I'd rather wait
Okay.
to take any action on any appointments tonight until we get clarification on which process we're following.
Okay. Ms. Kitchens, public comment, please.
Yes, ma'am. Legal Kitchens, Palatka, Florida. Since 1987, I've served on 3 or 4 committees and 1 board with no problem. After the city clerk brought the question to me, could I serve on a board and a committee? And I knew I could, because under Ed Hedstrom and under Don Holmes and various other attorneys that I checked with, I can. I got 2 Attorney General's opinions from the state of Florida, the latest one being Pam Bondi in 2023, saying you can serve on advisory boards or committees as long as they're advisory, and you can serve on a regular board. You can't serve on 2 different boards. So there's no problem with either Audrey or me serving on as many committees as we are eligible for, as well as 1 board. That being said, I understand that for new blood, that's great, but you better make sure the new blood has the qualifications. New blood is great, but again, I applied for what I thought I had the qualification for. I've been on the tree committee before. Thank you, Mayor. I was on it before I was on the commission. Mr. Campbell appointed me as a commissioner liaison in his place after he got elected, and I was a voting member and that. Mr. Jones had me removed, and I wasn't notified, which is fine. And now I'm back on the tree committee, and that's fine too. However, I do have qualifications to be on the Arts Advisory Council Board committee. Now, if you all don't want me, that's fine. And I have no problem with it being postponed until next week. The question had arisen. The city clerk, being very diligent, but not familiar with Florida law or the way Palatka works, was not aware that you can serve on committees. The committees, advisory committees are accepted from the dual position, period. Got two Attorney General opinions, I sent them to her. Not my opinion, Attorney General of the state of Florida. But if you all don't want me on one of those committees, that's fine with me. I know I can do the work. The need was there. Nobody's jumped up to take the position. If other people come in and by the way, you can't even hold a gun to people's heads to get on these committees. I heard Betsy Driggers plead and cry for an hour to try to get people to get on committees or on boards. However, that's up to you guys. If you don't want me, no harm, no foul. I'm not mad at you. I don't care either way. I got the quality. I got the ability. I'll serve if you want me. If you don't want me, same to me. And I don't care, I'm not offended, still love you guys, no problem.
I must.
Would you like to?
Yeah. I came to the meeting today to try to be quiet because everybody else is capable. But don't slang my name around when I did not remove anyone from any board, okay?
Sorry, I was told that, I apologize.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah.
that's
Go back.
number one. But I'll go a little deeper in our conversation that we had in our last meeting when we actually said that we have some of the same people on several boards. And that can cause a conflict because you're quick to say, mention sunshine to this commission, but that could actually happen when you're on several boards operating in an advisory or whatever capacity. So I agree, we all had agreed that we wanted to actually give other citizens opportunities to get involved. And this is just one of those things. And we happened to catch it in this meeting, but I think that it need to be brought to us when these applicants come up for review. We said that we were going to let the department heads review, but the ultimate decision, Ms. Kitchen, is our decision to appoint. So I just wanted to make that clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have something, Commissioner Davis?
Yes. Ms. West, do I need to make a motion to do, on how to move forward? My recommendation is that we, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm trying to understand what I need to do.
On item G.
On item G. My intent is to not adopt this. Do I need to make because I don't want to make a negative motion.
So it's my understanding that the applicant meets the criteria for the Public Arts Committee.
Yeah. So let me ask a different question.
Okay.
In our workshop, we came up with a complete plan for accepting applications, reviewing applications, getting the information to the commission for the final approval to appoint. One, I have not seen that.
Correct. That needs to be, so let me walk you through the process of how it
Correct.
works once you give direction.
Thank you.
So what happens is we have that direction, we work on drafting a policy that is then vetted with all the department heads. It is circulated to them, we have a meeting, they provide feedback and review. And then after it is finally vetted with the department heads, which is an important process, because sometimes they think of things that other members don't think of. Then it comes back to you, it's on the agenda for, usually it's under regular business or discussion direction, and you get an opportunity to finally review that policy. And that's important because this is something that's going to be going into our personnel policy. So it is a binding policy that everyone can look up. So then it goes back to the commission for final approval and adoption.
So to that point, what I want to recommend is that we do not make any appointments unless it is a critical appointment, like we need it for the planning board, but I think we made a decision for that. We have an unmanaged board and committee process that has been unmanaged for far too long. I do not believe that we should continue operating the way we've been operating just to fill boards. In the case of the Public Arts Committee, which is a new committee, if we have one, as far as I know, if we approve this, Ms. Wise would be the first person on that board. So obviously, there's no quorum, there will not be a meeting.
Right.
And what I'm trying to do is, so perhaps make a motion, and if we don't want her there? Do we decline it? I'm trying to understand what's the
next step?
appropriate
Can it be
step for me to
tabled?
take?
How about, it sounds like she may be perfectly qualified to sit on this committee. You're just waiting for this policy to come before you so you can adopt it. So why don't we table this to a date certain? I would suggest probably at least 3 meetings out. That will give
That's fine.
staff enough time to vet it and come back to you.
Thank you.
If we could take a look at what 3 meetings out would be, not the 23rd, not the,
Be May 14th or May
No.
28th?
She wants 3 meetings out, so it's going to be May 28th.
okay.
May 28th.
So if you could make a motion for
I
time
move
certain.
that we table item G until the May 28th meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is anybody here for public comment on this item? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Thank you. On to discussion direction, employee cost savings incentive program. But before we get to that, Ms. Cotty, could you introduce Ms. Caitlin?
Is she here?
Is she here?
I can't, okay.
Yeah, I see her in the audience, and it would be
Okay,
helpful
come
if,
on. Ms. Caitlin, please come up.
quickly.
Okay, Ms. Caitlin just started with us on Monday. She is our new engineer, and we actually, it took a year and a half. A year and a half or two to find her, but we finally have our engineer. Ms. Caitlin, if you would please give them some excerpt of your expertise, and please share. Okay.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Wernish. I have approximately 13 years as a licensed civil engineer. I began my career in land development and then had worked in utilities with linear infrastructure for potable water and wastewater collection systems. And then more recently had worked for the Water Management District on some of their large-scale storm structures. And now I'm here.
Yes.
Real good.
Welcome. See, we're excited. We're excited to have you.
Yes,
Welcome.
very much so. And we also have projects already lined up for her.
Thank God.
Okay, so I want you to know that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Okay.
Mayor.
Employee cost savings and incentive program.
Yes, Ms. Jones is coming up.
Madam Mayor, Commissioners. So what's before you is, and I hope I'm saying it right, I think Commissioner Campbell made the motion that we needed to come up with something for our employees that are saving the city money on large scales, because there were several projects came up where there were hundreds of thousands of dollars saved by our employees doing that work in-house. So what you have before you is just an outline of outlining a procedure so that we can determine how and what to give these employees as they move forward. One of the things that may not be in your packet, because it had been actually published when this was bought, is another step into the incentive ward structure, which is on page 2 of the document. There was a recommendation to cover a issue of a cost savings between the $5,000 and $24,999, so that for projects of that value, it still would give our employees an incentive of $100 or more in that area. The other things that were lined out for 50% in $25,000 and above, and then 50% of how that was awarded for $500 and then for $200 in those other areas. So that's outlined, so this is for your review, to make sure that if there's anything that needs to be added or it's not correct, please advise so we can make the necessary corrections so that we will be able to use this procedure in determining. There's also a form that was generated to outline that the departments or whoever brings it forward for the project will know who gets these awards and stuff, and then there's a process outlined as to how the payment is done.
Okay, anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I got a comment.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank Commissioner Campbell for help to reinforce that idea or whatever, but I do know I had brought that up sometime years back where we had a major savings from the water projects and different things of that nature. So I know that not only he supported that, but I had made a suggestion Yeah, a few years back, so
My
I just want to let you.
apologies.
No, no,
I just
no,
remember-
no.
yeah, no,
I
it's
just,
not my
I just,
apologies. I
that's
just
on the
remember,
record,
I
but it's
guess,
on the
his
record.
voice.
Right, it's on the record. I just to support him for help reintroducing and bringing this
Yes,
to
sir.
fruition. I mean, that's what we're looking for, to make sure that we recognize our employees for the well work that they do for our community.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any comments? or-
I just want clarification. So we will receive the updated version of what we have in the packet.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
And we will then, yes, provide
And
feedback
it will be on the agenda for voting
next time
on,
around.
right, May 14th.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Ms. Kitchens, the public comment on this item?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you. I know nobody wants to take a recess. We want to finish this up, so I'm making that call because I'm very intuitive about the public recesses that we don't have. On to public hearings, number 9. I don't even know why we have recess on here. But anyway, on to public hearings, second reading, adopt ordinance 2026-26, an ordinance of the City of Palatka, Florida, revising the Code of Ordinances of the City of Palatka, Florida, by providing for an update to the benefits payable to police pension retirees. Any questions? We've already, this is the second reading. Do you have a motion?
Second.
Do you have a motion and a second?
More specific, Mayor, because again,
Thank you.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 2026-26.
Thank you.
I second it.
And we
I
have a
second
mo-
that
We
motion.
have a second that motion. Is there anybody here for public comment on this item? Seeing none, we close public comment. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Thank you. Commissioner comments.
I do have one comment.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I want to make mention of a Saving Our Sons initiative that was started by our chaplain, Pastor Mulberry. We will be having a meeting on April 30th. This is our 4th meeting with regards to 20th. The 20th. At the Jenkins Community Center at 6:30. This is a call to all men within our community. We're looking to formulate solutions to some of the issues that we are facing with some of our young men in our community. And we actually have something this next conversation is going to be a pretty healthy one with regards to some of the recent events that have transpired in Palatka. And we're gonna formulate some ways of how we're able to be all in. This is an open invitation to all men.
Hello.
All men that sit up with the sound of my voice, and that if you can't make it, send someone in your stead. Again, we have a great work to do in this community, and we can't do it alone. We need, and this crosses racial boundaries, this crosses financial, this crosses all of those things. We have to really meet our youth where they are, and so that we can take them to where they need to be. And it's gonna require each and every one of us to have some buy-in to make this happen. So, again, if you are available, please come out. If you have any additional questions, myself, I'll be happy. Pastor Mulberry is in the back. And let's help heal this community.
Thank you. Commissioner Jones, do you have anything?
No.
That look. Commissioner Borum.
I said enough.
Commissioner Davis.
Yes, I do have comments.
Dang, we almost split it.
First of all, I would like to say I'm very proud to be a Palatkan. I hope tonight you have heard the amazing work that happens here. Oftentimes when we have controversial items that we have to consider and discuss, it overshadows the amazing work that our staff and those who work for our city do every day. You've heard examples tonight. We have an amazing police department. We have an amazing fire department. We have all of our departments are amazing. And they do this work oftentimes sacrificially. I mean, beyond what you can imagine. So I just want to personally say thank you. Last night, we had our first budget meeting for the 26-27 budget. And I want to give some feedback because we had some very direct conversation last night. And I know for me, I was very intentional But I want to make sure our city understands that we have some hard decisions to make. And we're in a place we've never been before. And it's time to make the hard decisions. And it's no longer going to be business as usual, so we will be doing some things differently. I believe you know by now, we are looking to make our city better. And better means we have to look for better ways to do things. We want to make sure, as we go into this budget cycle, first of all, that based on our plans and based on who we are, that we can realign some things that have been inherited or that we've not had time to address appropriately. So I'm just going to say here that we are one team Palatka with a lot of work to do. So I want to personally invite you to the next budget meeting.
They are
It
a
is
lot of
open
fun.
to the public.
They're a lot of
And
fun.
they're a lot of fun. But it really is time now to give your input into what we want. I appreciate the comments that are on social media, but we cannot do anything with that. We have a mic. As a citizen of this beautiful city, you have every right and responsibility to come and make your voice heard, because we can only decide on what we know and what we've heard. So thank you. We are one Palatka, and we will continue to be better.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Chantel.